Hey, warriors. So I pulled cards because I wanted to understand, what phase we're actually in and how to move through it without the anxiety. Okay. What came through, honestly, was very grounding, very human, and very reassuring. Okay. This reading doesn't point to chaos or collapse, it points to a new cycle beginning, but beginning slowly, intentionally and sustainably. Um, yeah. So, anyways, the first that came through were these three together: the Page of Pentacles, Five of Wands, and the Wheel of Fortune. Um, you know, these cards, like I said, they came out together and they tell a very clear story. Um, the Page of Pentacles, shows the collective at the start of something new, a new way of being, a new way of relating to life, uh, a new relationship with responsibility and, growth. But this new beginning isn't arriving, in a clean, quiet way, I guess. That's where the Five of Wands comes in. This card reflects the inner noise many people are feeling, the conflicting thoughts, the emotional friction, too many voices, too much information, um, competing directions. And I say it constantly. And again, this isn't failure, it's adjustment, period. When something new tries to form, old patterns don't disappear instantly. There's a period where everything feels jumbled before it reorganizes, you know? Um, and then we had the Wheel of Fortune come out with them. This card tells us something important. This phase is not permanent. Okay. The wheel is turning, not suddenly, not dramatically, but inevitably. you know um this isn't chaos, it's transition, right? The collective is learning how to move forward without repeating old cycles, you know um then I had the sorry then I had the Knight of Pentacles and the Emperor. Wrong cards. Sorry. Hang on one second. Right here they are. Then I had these two come out. Okay. Um these two cards together show us, how to move through this phase. Okay. The Knight of Pentacles is slow, steady, patient. The Emperor is structure, stability, and inner authority. Okay. Together they deliver a very clear message. The way forward is not speed, it's consistency. Okay. Not reacting, not rushing, not forcing transformation, but showing up for yourself again and again in small grounding ways. You know what I'm saying? Um, this is about, self leadership, discipline without the rigid, I can't say that word, rigidity. Is that right? um, structure without control, authority without domination, you know. The collective is being asked to become, you know, more dependable to themselves. You see what I'm saying? Not perfect, not not elevated by others, just grounded and fucking steady, right? You know, then I had the Nine of Cups come out by itself last. This is, the emotional outcome of this phase. Okay? This card is a lot of times misunderstood, I guess, it's not excitement, it's not adrenaline, it's not euphoria, it's contentment, plain and simple. It's the feeling of I'm okay, I trust where I'm going, I don't need to rush anymore. This tells us when the collective slows down, grounds and stops reacting to the fucking all this noise around us, there is a real emotional satisfaction waiting on the other side. Right? And not dramatic happiness, but peace. The kind of peace that lasts. You know what I mean? I don't know. So let me say this plainly, and again, I say it a lot, but it's very important. The collective is not behind. The collective is not failing, and the collective is not missing anything, the collective is learning something new. This is awesome. You know what I mean? But it's learning like I said, it's learning something new, adjusting through the friction, moving through a turning point, I don't know, stabilizing leadership within. These are really good things. I mean, we're arriving at an emotional peace. I don't know. This isn't a flashy phase, I guess. It's a foundational one. You hear me? And foundations are built slowly. I don't know. So if things feel messy right now, that doesn't mean you're off path. If you feel slow, slower, if you feel a pull, I guess, to slow down, instead of speed up, that's wisdom. You hear me? You're not meant to force this chapter. You're meant to build it. I mean, I guess that's all I can say. You're meant to do this, one grounded choice at a time, one steady step at a time, one honest moment at a time, right? There is so much hope here. And that, but doing that and doing it slowly and steady and grounded, is how we sustain these timelines. Do you see what I'm saying? This is how peace becomes real. You know, and this is how growth actually lasts. So take your time, you know. You're exactly where you need to be. I am excited and hopeful. Love you.